to the frontier is going to be life-changing for all of us.
We want to go backward so that we can go forward in the right direction.
Makeup and jewelry removal there, please. Lip gloss at least, right? Everything must go.
No.
I want my kids to learn humility and hard work.
All of your tech in here, please.
Are you guys ready to get rid of these devices?
No.
No?
I'm at a loss for words that I have to give up all of this to go back to the frontier.
Welcome to your frontier.
Oh my God.
This is really it. This is all we have.
There's only 2 beds. I'm not sharing a bed.
Why are we complaining about this?
I didn't anticipate it would be this difficult just to find 3 vegetables for dinner tonight.
We sit on that?
It's the 1800s.
This house, the living situation, it's just hard.
This is what you have to do to survive.
Whatever it takes.
1 out of 3 families fail when they're on the homestead, so we need to work together.
I don't miss my phone at all.
This type of time out with my boys, invaluable.
There are forever lasting memories in my childhood, and I hope this is one of those memories for you.
This is what the frontier is all about.
Wait till we go home and tell Mom all about our day.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NRW, where nerds rule the world. My name is Heather Hurt, and I am here with Lina, Jereme, and Mia Hall. I'm sorry. Names all came together real quick. Hall, participants in the upcoming Back to the Frontier arriving on Max later this week. How are y'all today?
Good, thank you.
Good. Thank y'all so much for giving me some of your time today. I want to start with something that might be kind of the most honest part of this. We've only seen the first 3 episodes as critics, but Jereme, I want to start with you. This seemed like a very personal decision to join this for you, and you really wanted to prove yourself, especially at the beginning. Tell me, why did you want to bring your family in, and why, especially at the forefront, did you really just dive into that individualism for the family?
Well, we were seeking something to learn. We were trying to get something out of this. So the only way to do it is to go in there and experience it for yourself. We wanted change in our life. We wanted to regroup and rethink some things, and this was the way to do it. So that's why we went into this.
And what about for you? Especially during those first few episodes, you really weren't accepting help from everyone, from the community at large. It looked like you really wanted to prove yourself, especially as the leader of your family. Why did you take that approach, at least at the beginning?
Well, that's kind of how we are in life. I don't ask for help unless we need it. Like, I save those helps for when I really need it. That's just how we are, and I don't know. I didn't realize you've actually seen more than we've seen. I've only seen the first episode. I lived it, but I don't know what is being showed. So I'm learning now that I guess I didn't accept a lot of help in the very beginning. And that's just how we are. I had a lot of work to do myself, but there also comes with a price. When somebody asks for a favor or something, or if they want to help you, then I owe you something. And a lot of people live their life like, hey, I helped you, so now you're in debt to me. And I don't want to be in debt to anybody. I have to take care of my family. My responsibility is to not fail with my family. So that was part of it too, is like, I'm good. I have control of it. I don't need your help. Plus, I don't need you to get in my way and slow me down. I had control of this. I had control of my situation. And I knew that these guys also needed some help too. And I'm willing to help you, but don't think because I help you that I need your help and you have to give me your help. Honestly didn't feel these guys could help me. I had control. So it was like, just let me get this. When I first got there, we didn't have enough beds for my family. So that was my big thing. My kids needed their own beds. So I didn't have time for chit chat. I had to get to work and make this thing work. And that's just me. No offense to, not accepting help, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think people get offended, and it's just part of how we are. I think if you wanted help, the way our dynamic works is like we help each other, we work together, and this is what we do. So I was ready to grab the hammer or whatever needed to be done, even though it wasn't 1880s appropriate for the women. But yeah, I feel like we didn't need the help, and I don't know, I guess there was consequences or
Yeah.
hurt feelings.
Oh.
No, not at all. I'm just curious as to more of a personal take because, as an audience, we only see it from the outside. And Lina, I actually want to go in on what you just said. You're a home designer, correct? Like this is stuff you do. So how did, not only from just like an internal build of the family, how did you feel going into this? Because you had a lot of experience in some of this work.
Yeah, so as you probably seen the first episode of what I saw was like I was all smiles because all I could see was potential. I can go into a room and no matter how ugly that cabin was, I could see the potential. And if I could just get my hands on something to make it better, I was ready to do it. And when they told me, well, that's not really appropriate, you can decorate, but you can't do renovations. It's like, what? I can't tear walls apart and I can't grab a hammer and the tools. Like I want that toolbox too. It was very hard for me. And I didn't want to just be in the kitchen and in the laundry room or not room and doing laundry
Yeah.
outside, but I didn't want that. I wanted to be me. And it was hard to just feel like, okay, this is my role. You hopefully you'll see later on that I kind of rebel and I bring myself into living me in the 1880s.
With that being said, Mia, you were lucky enough to see this from a very different perspective. Not only were you very intuitive of not only what your parents were doing, but what some of the other adults were doing during this. You also got to see it from both kind of a young adult and a older child lens. How did you feel? How did your siblings? How did you work well with your siblings? And how did you feel kind of being pushed into that women's only box, but also kind of still a kid box in the 1880s?
Yeah, right. It was a balance between being a kid, but also being an adult. So I did have some of those responsibilities. My siblings and I are super close. Uh, Sometimes, given the situation, there were our moments, but yeah. What else? I kind of forgot the question.
No, you're good. You're good. What were some of the things that you did? How did y'all, what were some of those things that kept y'all together? And what are some of the things that you saw as a young adult going into this that you brought to the table that might have been different than the others?
Hmm. I think me and my siblings, kind of to pass the time, we did things. We would figure out things to do. Most of the time we were doing chores, so that kept us busy. But at least from my perspective, being a kind of mix as a child and adult, I kind of got this sense of adult responsibilities as well as being a child. I don't know. It was kind of like, but like also being as a woman, we would be doing a lot of the same tasks as I would be doing the same tasks as my mom and so on.
And to go off of that, Jeremy, some of the other families had a bit of support, as in they had more boys. And I hate bringing a heteronormative conversation into this, but in this situation, there was a very male versus female dynamic within the workplace. And you only had your son who was only 12. Did you feel that you could really lean on Lina, or did you feel like kind of that you were held back a little bit because all you had was one boy with you?
Well, in the beginning, Lena wasn't allowed to really help me. We had to stick to our rules, and my son, I don't really work him in the modern world. He doesn't have challenges in a lot of work, so it was all new to him, but he did great. We did great. We did the best we could. And when we could, the girls jumped in and made it all work. We pulled our own weight and we made it work.
Lina, with that being said, one thing that you're seeing just across the families, everyone's kind of saying this, is that finding stuff for the kids to do is difficult at times, especially when you literally have nothing digital to hand them. What were some fun and innovative things that you found for the family to do, especially your kids during those heavy like work periods?
Yeah, well, the best part is that they didn't have the digital stuff, right? Because that's a struggle that I do, that I have as a mom. I'm always like, okay, putting time limits, and we have very strict rules about where the phones are, and there's time limits on that stuff. So it was great for me. I didn't have to fight with them about it. It was just like, okay, that's out of my mind. But then finding things, it was pretty easy because there were so many chores to do. And with the girls, with Mia and Zoe, it was like, okay, I felt like we were a team and it wasn't just on me. thankfully they're older. They weren't like if they had been 10 or 12, that would have been hard to work a little girl like that. But I felt like we were all equal. So it was like, okay, let's take this as a team, as girls, and we're gonna do this, even though we don't want to, and it sucks. But and with Jed, we just kind of let him be out in nature. And we before this, we had never been camping. We had never been like that. So it was like, okay, Jed, just go and explore and take a look. And then we saw him and he was creating things out of wood. He was like doing all these wood things and just having fun and chopping wood. And he did it all on his own. And we were just watching from afar, obviously seeing how he's evolving and he's embracing this new life that we had out there. Because right off the bat, it was like, this is your life. What are you going to do with it? And we all kind of just embraced it and went in our roles. And
We all found things to do. Even Zoe was making clothes, she took whatever she could find, a pillowcase, and made something out of it. She was making bloomers, things, altering dresses, their outfits and things. Um, we were writing songs, singing songs. The kids were writing songs, singing songs the whole time. I was writing music out there. I managed to get a guitar and wrote some songs out there. So we passed the time being creative. We fixed up our house mostly the whole time. We did a lot to the outside, a lot to the inside. We made two beds. We made a bed for in the beginning, and then later on we made a loft bed, and redid our cabin a couple times.
Well, spoiler there, but um, Mia, you and your sister were pretty comfortable in the social media scene before this. How did it feel literally dropping everything? There was a beautiful moment, Lina, when you're crying, taking off your makeup because of that confidence. But Mia, you and your sister, y'all are pretty comfortable. How did it feel just letting it go?
Yeah, at first it was kind of like, as just my generation in general, we do kind of, our life kind of revolves around a cell phone and just social media. But, it was nice to take a step back from that. And in today's world, there's so much going on, there's so much noise and distractions, and just living a simpler life was really nice and it was really special.
What elements are you going to take back with you that you learned while you were there? Like y'all did some fun things, like y'all were using lard to do your eyebrows, and y'all really enjoyed the mirror. But I did like that moment. That was really cute. But what will you take back from the simpler things in life that you just said and take with you into the future?
Definitely my time management. I think, once the phones were out of the question, I realized how much time I actually waste on my phone because it is just such a distraction sometimes. I will find myself scrolling without even thinking about what I'm watching. And it's just like, take a step back and really just enjoy life for what it really is and go out and experience things and just live a simple life. Of course, I do love social media. Do not get me wrong. I love my selfies, but I think it's important to spend your time wisely and be creative and productive. So that's something I definitely took away. Be more productive.
That's some great insight right there. Lina, I want to go back to what I was just talking about, that moment where you were taking off your makeup and you were letting yourself kind of feel your feelings. Not only with the social media and the digital space, y'all literally had to give up everything. How did you feel? We're going into spoilers here. How did you feel at the beginning when you had that very heartfelt moment towards the end where you were kind of accepting everything that you were living?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like you're about to do a TV show, right? You're gonna go on TV and you have to take your makeup off. And it was just like a sense of, it's like a security. And I said, like, I don't even go to the grocery store without makeup or anything, right? So the emotions were real. As I remember like going in the car, we're getting to that spot where we have to give up everything. And I remember the anxiety because I knew that moment was coming where I have to remove my makeup. And the phone was a little tricky to give up, but the makeup was a really big thing. And yeah, once I took it off, it was like I remember Jeremy saying, like, okay, let's do this. We signed up to this to do this challenge. It's an adventure. The makeup is just a very small thing. And once like day two, it was like out of my mind because we were faced with the reality. Okay, we're here and we have to do survive and we don't know what we're doing. So the makeup just like totally didn't cross my mind.
There's bigger problems than makeup.
Yeah, and I learned to just be me, and it was okay. It was okay to be without makeup. And I think that people watching, and there's other shows where there's people without makeup, we're not judging them. And that was my biggest thing. People are going to look at me and think that I'm ugly or that this, you know what? No, look at me for what I'm doing right here, right now with my family. That's really what's important. So that's my value, not what my face looks like with makeup.
That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you all so much for y'all's time today. Back to the Frontier premieres on Max on July 10th and the same day on Magnolia Network. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world. Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes,
you know
sir.
I'm one
Thank
of
you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like Nerds Rule the World. Like, I want more Black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nerds Rule.
Love it. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julian.
Yes,
Rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Nerds so much.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It's your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
They rule the world all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.